What's good, Space Cowboys? Zero here, bringing you another ship guide video, and today I am going to take a look at the rewards that you get from finishing your first playthrough. So after you finish the Unity quest, you go into New Game Plus, and you start off the game with two pretty nice items. One is the Starborn Guardian ship, which we're going to take a look at mostly, and then there is the Starborn Astra suit. So we're going to take a look at both of these items here and just kind of show you what you get for finishing your first playthrough. Now, one thing about this ship is it is definitely a huge upgrade to the Frontier for your starting ship. If you look at the stats compared to the Frontier, you know, it does have missiles, which is nice. There are some torpedoes here on the Starborn Guardian, these gravity torpedoes, and then these solar flare beams. Both of them don't really seem to do a huge amount of damage themselves, but again, compared to the Frontier, you know, we're having 8 laser, 18 ballistics, and 72 missile damage, whereas with our Starborn Guardian, we have that 33 solar damage and the 102 torpedo damage. So, slight increase in your damage that you're going to get. Very cool looking ship for sure. And I know for each of the new game pluses, you will go up through these different ranks of the Starborn Guardian ship. Starborn Guardian 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 6 is the highest that I've seen anybody post, but I have no idea really. As far as other stats that you're looking at compared to the Frontier, you know, the Frontier has 2 crew and a reactor of 14. The reactor is way more powerful here with 22. You know, pretty much everything maxed out. Your, you know, solar flare beams, your torpedoes, engines, shields. You still have a ton of leftover power to dump into your grav drive, which you don't really need here. Whereas with the Frontier, you know, only having 14 reactor power, you're not going to actually be able to charge everything up here all the way. The next major difference is probably the shields. You know, with shields here, we've got a 1008. That actually might be a bit higher for me since I have some shield skills. But just comparing that to the Frontier, even with my skills, you know, it's double. It's double the shields, which is a lot. You know, for survivability, you're going to be able to jump into most situations and not have much of a problem. Now you are, I think, in my opinion, going to want to upgrade some other ship for even finishing out your end game here in New Game Plus, because this does have limits. You know, it's not, I mean, it's stronger than the Frontier, but it's definitely not an in-game build right out of the gate. I imagine once you get into the other Starborn Guardian ships, you're going to see that it is definitely going to be more and more powerful and able to compete with in-game material, you know, right off the bat. Some other nice little perks, you know, it does have some shielded cargo of 150. It has a total cargo of almost 1,000, which if you look at that compared to the Frontier, you know, it's again doubled. So you've got more than double the crew, more than double the shields, more than double the cargo. And then here's where it really is going to be a huge boost at the beginning of the game, is your jump range of 30 and then a fuel of 1,500. So this is the longest jump range that you can get. This will cover the distance between any stars on the map. And then with a fuel of 1,500, yeah, you're going to be able to go everywhere. With the Frontier's fuel of only 50 and a jump range of 20, you're pretty limited at the beginning of the game of places you can travel. And that makes sense for the first playthrough. You don't want to be able to have people jump wherever they want. Whereas if you've already finished the game, yeah, they should be able to go to any system that they want to, and you can very easily with this ship here. Overall, you know, it's a nice way to start off with something a lot better than the base Frontier. I'm probably going to do another video here on, you know, my first upgrades I would do to the Frontier for those just starting out, but that's for another time. Want to take a look at the inside, and then we will take this into a little bit of a fight and just kind of see how it handles. But before we do that, let's take a look around the outside as well. And I'm sure you have seen these. It doesn't look any different than any of the Starborn ships that you'll see land on planets, or that you maybe have fought in orbit. Very cool ship, though. Once we get inside, I don't know if you have boarded one of these or seen. This is definitely my favorite cockpit by far in the game. Now the ship itself, not great. There's not much to it. You come right in here, and then it's got a few little rooms off to the side here. This is the cargo hold. Same thing on the other side. There's a little room that has the captain's locker, and then you've got just this window around the whole ship. It is amazing. I mean, I love these little sort of lookout crow's nest up here. I wish, and maybe I just haven't figured it out yet, there might be a way to decorate your ship. If you guys know how to do that or seen a video, if you could share that in the comments for me, because I feel like if you could decorate this ship, the interior would be awesome. I would definitely put some control stations up here for crew. Having crew manning up here in these big windows would just be incredible. But look at the view you have on the bridge of this ship. It is just great. Everywhere you go on this ship is just these beautiful panoramic views. I absolutely love that. I mean, even though the rest of the ship is not very functional and it doesn't really feel like quite like a spaceship like the other ones do, this one is just beautiful. So I typically find myself flying this one the most, although it it definitely is starting to show its limits in terms of its power it punches. This is my first little outpost here. I'm trying to keep things a little tidy, working on that anyways. Before we take off into space, I just also want to kind of show you this armor here that you get also for completing the main story quest here. So this is the Starborn Astra armor, and this is the first iteration. This armor also changes every New Game Plus that you start. So just taking a look at this really quick here. So we got the Starborn Spacesuit Astra. When you have this equipped, you can't equip a backpack or a helmet. It's all one integrated unit, which is nice. It looks really sleek, but if you're looking for just purely for stats, you're going to be able to find a three-piece suit that's going to far outweigh the stats you have on this. So this is something, especially in your first New Game Plus, that is probably going to get swapped out by something better really quickly. I think even the Mantis set is probably better than this if you have all three items equipped. But it looks gorgeous. And if you're just running straight through as a Starborn to collect artifacts and get into the next Game Plus, this ship and this armor should probably do it for you. But let's just go ahead and take off here and then get in a quick fight, and then we'll go and call this good here. Look at that ship. I like how the ring, like, whoa, what happened to my takeoff sequence there? What? So that is the torpedo and the lasers. I'm really disappointed about, I wanted to see the takeoff sequence. That's part of what I like to show on these videos, and for some reason it did not show it. Let's look at the landing sequence at least then. What is going on? Is it because I was just here? Do I need to go to a new place? Still no takeoff sequence. Well, that's somewhat disappointing. This does have a takeoff sequence. I mean, I've seen it. All right, let's go pick a fight here over in Serpentis, which I don't think I've actually been to on this playthrough yet, or maybe I have. Anyways, what I was saying is I love how that ring unfolds and sort of opens and closes as the wing tilts on landing and takeoff. All right, Serpentis.
Hello, Captain. We pose no threat here. Quite the opposite. Our ship's full of the faithful, Sanctum Universum.
I don't
Happy
care.
to talk if you're inclined.
I am not inclined.
Safe travels, stranger.
I'm looking for a fight here. And there's some good hostile activity. The flying wing. Kind of looks like a B-wing. I mean, it looks like a better version of a B-wing. So another thing about these ships is they have a really high speed. When you boost, you go invisible. Nice mobility, turning. You can see the damage isn't great. But turning and speed, this thing is just about the most mobile ship I think I've flown in the game. One thing that I wish, I mean, and it makes sense that you can't, is it's not upgradable. You know, there's no parts of it that you can improve. So basically, it is what you get. Yeah. Like I said, it'll take you probably most of the way through your playthrough. And then you'll get to New Game Plus, where you'll have a much better version of this when you get the Starborn Guardian 2. And then you probably will never have to build another ship of your own again. But that is that beautiful, beautiful Starborn Guardian ship. Sorry that takeoff and landing sequence wasn't working. I think it's because I had just landed and taken off from there, so it skipped the those loading screens. My bad. I'm sorry about that. But it's a beautiful ship. I hope you guys have finished through Unity, your first playthrough, and have started New Game Plus soon. If not, get there. Enjoy the multiverse. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.